Hello, everybody. My name is Eddie Haith. I'm a multimedia intern at the Free State Film Festival, and I'm here with Kirsten Paludan. She is a singer, songwriter, actress, and a multi-band lead vocalist.
How do I look?
Beautiful.
Ah, you look beautiful too. Hi, nice to meet you.
You're involved in so many different projects, four bands, solo work, acting, and teaching. How do you juggle it all?
Um, I don't actually know. It just happens, right? Like you just kind of do it, I guess. And the way for me it seems to usually work is like, it all kind of it flows. Sometimes there's like weekends where you're like, "Oh my God, I'm the busiest I've ever been in my whole life. Why did I book like 5 gigs in one weekend?" But that's okay, it's just that's just what we do. It's multitasking and um yeah, and then there are time for breaks, like sometimes I'm not so busy. So that's good too. So I have time to just, if I'm really busy, I just lock in and try to do my best and then, you know,
Right.
and then I have time for naps later.
Definitely. We can always sleep later.
Oh, right. I mean, that's the quote, right? You can sleep when you're dead, but I do take naps. My partner, Jeremy Rockwell, says he's like, "Oh, you're gonna take one of your epic naps today." Sometimes I have time, sometimes I don't. So we'll see.
Your sound is often called genre defying. How would you describe your music?
The music that I make, um, definitely it pulls from jazz, it pulls from singer-songwriters, people like Joni Mitchell. It pulls from like 90s R&B, like Sade. You know, I don't even know I don't know what her genre is, but she's iconic and is definitely one of my inspirations. So I think I mean, I guess eclectic is the best way to describe it, but I think it's, why we like the term songwriter because it means that you can kind of be, have kind of pick and choose what you want to do under that moniker of songwriter. And then,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah, eclectic, I guess.
Eclectic.
Right?
What a word.
Right? I mean, it's like calling like, it's like if you have a unique uncle, right? And they're like just whatever. It's like eclectic, right? That uncle is like, "Oh, it's yeah, it's eclectic." So I can just kind of pick and choose whatever I want.
What's the story behind the Cowboy Cabaret, and what was it like bringing that to life with the Lawrence Art Center?
The story behind the Cowboy Cabaret. Okay, so whenever that was, like, I'm not even going to try to figure out what year it was, like, because right now I'm not looking at my resume, so I have no idea.
Right.
Um, I was singing with a country western band called the Starhaven Rounders, and it was such a blast. We had such a great time, old school country. Just, I mean, those songs are, you know, if you haven't delved into the catalog of old school country music, it's it's deep and it's not all great, but there's a lot of it that's really good. So we, we were this amazing like seven, sometimes eight-piece band that um, we would play places like the Record Bar in Kansas City and you know, we did, oh my gosh, one of our most epic gigs was we played game seven of the World Series of the when the Royals won that, whatever the first time they won, I think. So it was like the longest, maybe one of the longest games in history of baseball. I don't know. Like, but they played like, yeah, I'm not even gonna say how many innings. So we played a show. It was raining. I was like, I had my cowboy boots on. They were ruined, but it was fine because like it was so amazing. Anyway, long story short, short story longer. The Starhaven Rounders, great band, awesome people. Um, I had a relationship with Art Center and was like, hey, I could do this show, and artists are always looking for ways to make money, sidebar, of course, right? And I was like, oh, this could be really cool. So, yeah, I mean, I just was like, let's put this together and invite a bunch of cool people from around, the area to play these amazing songs. And yeah, I mean, and that's how it happened. It was really like it was kind of as easy as that. Like all the backstory, right? Like amazing, incredible, fun band, and then opportunities to take that to a different stage, like the Art Center, which I mean, all about to the Art Center as a place of artist development. Like there's no other place like it. Music is the fabric of our lives. That was an awesome question. I was not expecting that question, so thank you.
You've shared the stage with some big names like Sheryl Crow. Are there any performances that felt like turning points in your career?
That's an interesting question because like it's such a like a looking back kind of moment, right? Like where you're like, oh, and I mean it's more like cumulative, you know what I mean? Like there's not one single performance. It's like I mean, there's certain ones that I remember, like the Sheryl Crow performance, which is like, is this my life? How does this happen to people? Like, singing in a wedding band, the the mother of the bride is best friends with Sheryl Crow. They hire us to play this wedding. Like, you know,
Wow.
we're singing like her songs. She gets on stage. She sings. Now, I mean, like right now, I'm blanking. I don't remember what the order was, but it was like either she sang "All I Want to Do" or like or whatever, like her hits, and then she sang backup for me on one of her songs,
Whoa.
dude. And then I was like, and then afterwards she was like, "You're so great," and she was like so nice. Whatever they've done in their life, there has taken them this level, but they're still like these really cool people. Like, that was a really cool moment. I don't know if many people know this, but she got her start singing in cover bands, right? And she like, I mean, and she even said that it was like over the mic. She was like, "Yeah, these guys are so good. This is how I got my start," and like, then she's like singing backup for Michael Jackson, and then so another crazy thing, like being, I mean, I guess like cumulative, cumulatively, like the most like amazing experiences were through singing with the cover band that I sang with in Kansas City, and because that's how I met Sheryl Crow. And then like I don't know, it was like maybe like 5 years later, we ended up playing Paul Rudd's mom's birthday party at the
Wow.
President Hotel, and it, I mean, come on, you're like, first of all, dude, oh, that dude is, oh my god, how is he so handsome? Seriously, I don't even know. And and he's just like so genuine and sweet and kind, and just you're like, but there's a KU connection with Paul Rudd. Did you know about
Yes,
this?
yes.
Right. So he went to KU for a couple of years, and actually we were at KU at the same time. And he was in a production of Hamlet. Like you'd have to look it up. I don't remember what year it was, but like, and that was right. And then he left right after that to go to, I don't remember what he went to New York, I think. Anyway, so like after the gig, I mean, it's so crazy. You're like, put your head down, you're working, and then like, hi, Paul Rudd. And he was like this. Okay, so yeah, so it was so sweet. It was amazing. I was getting ready to leave, like we wrapped the gig. He was so cool. Ended up talking to him, like saying, "Hey, I was at KU, blah blah blah," at the same time. He was so nice. He was like, "Oh yeah, do you remember?" And we ended up talking about Hamlet, whatever. Ask for a picture, and I mean, I can message you the picture if you want it. You can have it.
Sure.
I'll send it to you. But I was like, I
He seems like a great guy.
I mean, he was so like genuine. That's the weird thing. You're like, like what he is like, what you see on camera is exactly how he is in real life. You know, and there definitely is that magnetism that's like comes from people knowing their power, I guess. I don't know what that is, but it was pretty
Definitely
fun.
the
That
magic
was a
in the
fun
air.
night. And I had a great dress on, so that was very cool. So,
Amazing.
if we need to raise money for the art center, I need to get, excuse me, boop, 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 boop. Paul Rudd on the phone. Hello. Hi,
Love
Paul. Don't you love the art center? Anyway,
love it. How has teaching and coaching shaped the way you approach your own music?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. It is such a reciprocal thing. Like as artists, we like take culture, like whatever comes in, and then we try to like put it out in a way, like whatever that method is of the way that we want to put it out there, right? Like, and I think that, I've been making music longer than I've been teaching. And since I've been teaching, the the music I'm making is way better because this sort of it's a very give and take. Like whenever I'm whenever I'm in a teaching moment, I never think like I know everything, right? Like I don't that's not how I come to the table. I'm always like, "Hey, how can we learn from one another?" And I think that that's how creativity works, right? And I think that's how learning works and education should work rather than like somebody being like, learn everything from me, like I tell you, and it's road and blah, blah, blah. No. Like, shouldn't this be a conversation, right? So it has, like, beyond. I mean, I can't even, like, it's almost hard to talk about how much it's Im improved, like, informed. Like, I write with my students. I mean, I don't even like to call them students. Like, I'm almost like, that feels weird in a way because it's like we're learning together, like there's something I don't know, and I'm gonna find out. Like, I don't come to the table going, this is the syllabus. I go, how can how can what I know, my 30 plus years of doing this, help you do what you want to do? Like, it's not about me, it's always about them. So that's what, you know I mean, yeah, it's been amazing, like truly. Like I've made some of my best. I mean, caveat, I haven't really released any music because I've been too busy, but I've made some of my best music, and that's going to change this summer. So
All right.
yeah, I mean, probably a single. I mean, it's just really like it's something that I've been um thinking about. And it's not cheap to do recordings, but if you do it on Bandcamp, you got friends that have free recording equipment, then
Right.
so so yeah.
Yeah. I think the best way to keep your creativity is to never stop learning, to tell yourself that you should never stop learning. Because I know a lot of people and a lot of adults that it seems like they've slowed down their learning process, and it's very sad because that light that shines bright in us dims over time. And it seems like you have your light and it's shining bright.
That's so funny because like that quote is, I mean, I think a lot of people have said it, but Michelangelo maybe was like the first person that ever said that. Don't, I'm still learning, or I'm always learning. My Jeremy Rockwell, who works at the art center, one of the most incredible humans, one of the most incredibly talented artists I've ever known. I
Right?
mean,
I'll
like,
have to meet him.
whoa, dude, wow. His grandmother, who's 90, we won't talk about her age, but she always says, I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Amazing.
Come on. And it's so funny that you would say that today because, like, today has been one of those days where you're like, first of all, it's a gorgeous day, right? Like, it's amazing. This is like perfect Kansas weather. We're so blessed when we live in this place where sometimes it's like the weather's so shitty that we're like, I hate it
Right.
here. And then the day where you're like,
It's
oh,
usually back to back. We have a terrible, terrible day, and then tomorrow is just absolutely beautiful.
right? So, but it was, just like today has been such an amazing day. Like, I don't want to like go on, but like everything has been so good. So this young dude, young kid, boy, knocked on my door today, and he and his friends were raising money for the houseless. My uncle was houseless. His name is Cameron. No last name. I mean, I didn't ask. And he's like, yeah, me and my friends decided we need to buy them sandwiches and sodas and waters.
Amazing.
And I was like, um, hello, my heart is exploding right now. Excuse me? And so I had a roll of quarters, $10 in quarters. And I know I did because that's how I am. Just the bank gave me the thing and I saved my money. Whatever. Ever since Oprah said save your change, I do it. Anyway, um, so I had that and $2 in cash, and I gave it to him. And he like, he was like, "Oh my gosh, we can do so much with this." Because like he said right when I opened the door, he's like, "Yeah, we've only made $2 so far. That won't make go very far."
Wow.
And I was like, "Listen, buddy, you
Thanks
are
for
doing a
changing.
good job, and I will give you this $10 in quarters." Hey, listen, I was just gonna use it to wash my car. I don't know. Why not?
Why not?
Oh, I was like, seriously. So then, and then chatting with you, like, and this project, I'm super excited about. Like, I've been super busy, so like, it kind of has been, as artists do sometimes, like things like you're like, oh, I have all this stuff going on, and then all of a sudden, all this stuff, like it all just comes together in the moment, and like the last couple of days has been amazing for this project. I'm so excited for the show. I decided that we would do because Janice's catalog is just deep, man. It's so deep. And I was like, I'm either going to spend like 3 days trying to figure out how many songs we're going to do, like what songs we're going to do, or I'm going to go to the basics and we're going to do, you know, songs from Between the Lines, which is her first album. Like, why not? That's the album that everybody knows her by. And like if some people don't know her, then a great, reintroduction to her. So I was like, okay, we're doing the songs from Between the Lines. There's two exceptions. My sister, who's an opera singer, coming from Washington D.C.,
Wow.
who everybody in I mean, Lawrence loves. Carrie is like the light of the world. I say that she has a love tractor beam. It's like people will be like, no, 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 and she's like sucks them in. They can't help it. They're like, ah, oh, okay, oh, you're right, right. So she's gonna come and sing. She's gonna sing "Stars," which I need to do my research. I'm not sure what album that's from, but um, and then Odd Whitson, so AUD Whitson, is gonna sing a song called "The Great Divide," which is a very political song. And Janice, I know, will approve because considering the moment we were in right now, like WTF,
Right. Oh my
whoa,
gosh.
whoa, like um we need to be speaking truth to power.
Definitely.
And Janice has been doing that since the beginning,
Yeah.
right? And so, like, to be able to play her first album and then have these two, some songs. Oh, and then my sister and I, oh, never mind. It's a secret. I shouldn't say this because it's a secret. I'm not going to say it. I can't tell about but there's something really cool that's going to happen with my sister and I.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Mhm. I almost spoiled the surprise. Super excited about the performance. It's going to be in the large gallery. Um, I'm hoping to do some sort of like very cool, um, sort of space, performance space that's, one of a kind. I mean, and it's definitely going to be one night only performance. This is never going to happen again. So, I mean, maybe it will, but this is going to be amazing. I'm really, really excited. We've got my sister Carrie Paludan, sorry, me, Odd Whitson, Benjamin Carto, um, and so these are the four people that will be, singing, harmonizing together.
Wow.
And then Nate Holt, who's an incredible keyboard player, accordion player, one of my best friends in the whole world. He's going to be joining the band. Ben also plays drums, so we've got
Wow.
this really cool little unit. My student who just graduated by the name of Juliana Womlink is going to be joining us too. And she's amazing. She's kind of a swing player. She can sing backup, play keyboard, guitar. So, it's going to be a really beautiful night of music, and I mean, there may be other players. I'm still kind of working out some of the details, but
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I think, Marlo, heart. Marlo, like
Yes, she's amazing.
incredible human, doing such incredible work to bring culture and creativity and all the things to Lawrence, right? Like, and we know we all love Lawrence, right? Like Lawrence it's a great place to live, right? Like people
Definitely.
go to KU. I was born and raised here, so you know, nobody can really take my opinion seriously because I'm a little biased. One of the things, I learned from both of them, and specifically my mom too, always talked about, and because I watched them do it also, was returning the muse, which is a quote from Edith Wharton. And it means that you give back to the place that grew you, right? Like you give back to, your community. And that's just part of it. Like, and that's how the cycle continues, right? Like you invest, like what the community invests in you, and then when that happens and you get to a certain level of success, whatever that looks like for you, then you start to do the same, right? And it's a cyclical thing. And Lawrence has that going on in a lot of ways, right? Like there are a lot of artists who understand that principle. And
Definitely.
that's why it's such a cool place to live, because the artists who actually created this place, and if you go back to the history of Lawrence, like Lawrence has been kind of groundbreaking ever since its inception, right?
Kirsten, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you and to talk with you.
I
And
can't
we
wait
will
to
be
meet you in person.
connecting. We'll
Seriously,
definitely be connecting in
congratulations
person.
on your on graduation. Like that's amazing,
Thank
amazing for
you.
you.
Thank you.
So cool.
We'll definitely have to keep in contact and
We
possibly
will.
possibly do a future interview. 100%. Oh my gosh.
Anytime. Obviously, I have plenty to say. So
Exactly. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you
And
have a great day.
yes, and I will link
Enjoy
this.
this incredible weather.